Greetings there, y'all. Trust your week has been well. This video will be called Environment and Association. As I progress in life, I'm starting to realize that the places you stay at and the people that you're around have a direct effect into who you will become. And even if you're just passing through a space, example, Macy's, the supermarket, like where they sell perfumes, clothes, jewelry. If you walk through the perfume area in Macy's and just walk through, don't stop, don't talk to anybody, just walk through, there is a high likelihood that you will smell like perfume just by walking through. Let's take it a step further. If you walk through the Macy's aisle of perfume, and then you talk to a perfume salesperson, and they give you a sample, you're going to even more likely smell like perfume because of the association. So environment is so crucial that you just passing through a space can affect you. And association is that much more powerful because you being connected, even if it's temporarily for 3 minutes with a person, you'll pick up their vibe. Yesterday I went to a game night and it ended around 10 o'clock. And on the way home, in America, June is when they celebrate the homosexuals. And I'm walking on the train and there's a bunch of, homosexuals on the train, queer people. And just walking through 3 train cars with them, I start to smell a smell. And the smell in my mind is now associated with them. And I'm realizing that experience was probably like 2 minutes and 40 seconds, 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Just walking through the train car, various train cars. Yet it was so impactful on me. This is showing me that I have to be more deliberate, strict, and intentional about those I keep around me, even as for a time being. And I'm starting to realize, I turned 27 this past Thursday. I'm starting to really see that in this life here, you have to be strict yet flexible. It's a weird dichotomy. You have to be strict on the things you want, but you have to be flexible in the ways that you want to get there. I'm guilty of this. Let me explain why. Environment and association again. I desire world travel. I desire freedom in all the ways. Back in 2022, when I was teaching English in Senegal, a mother said to me over the phone, "Todd, you're really free." Her acknowledging my freedom at that level really showed to me I really am free. Now, going on from that, I realized, okay, I desire travel. I desire freedom. I desire living like a bird. That is the goal. That is the ends. What are the means or what are the steps that can get me there? I tried the going to volunteer and looking for the remote job route. That did not work. It forced me to come back. I tried the going over there with a lump sum of money and intending to live off that money. After a while, that did not work out. But one way that did work out was finding an English teaching job in a place where I can tolerate and the situation is profitable for me. I did that in Uzbekistan. I did that in Senegal. I'm like, okay, I found my way. Let me be flexible in how it comes about, but I have found the way. Now, going back to environments and associations. If I'm in the environments of being around people who teach English online, who travel the globe, who are healthy, mindful livers, who are inclined to their spiritual well-being, by default, I'll have the smell of those character traits. Taking it a step further, if I associate with characters who live in that way, if I associate with characters who have that style, by default, I'm going to even be further. So, I'm giving myself grace. 2025, last year, this time, I was working for Friends of the Children. I was making $3,100 a month. I was living in an apartment, I was renting a room in a house for $850. My expenses were minimal, my income was high. But the end that I had in mind was not satisfied. Freedom, travel, living like a bird, just going. Then I said, you know what? Screw it, I'm going. I got a TEFL certificate, the 120 hour, I invested in it. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Tanzania. You see, this is when I was being rigid. The goal is still the same. Back from 2021 to 2026, the goal has still been the same. What has changed now is my means of acquiring this goal. In 2025, that was the last time where I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go. Instead of having a solid, sturdy plan. Because I had a lump sum of money saved. I said I'm gonna go. I have my TEFL certificate. But when I went through political unrest in Tanzania during election time. Then I went to Senegal, where I was doing it in Senegal, but then it wasn't as I expected. That's another thing. People claim that a new environment or new associations will be this way exactly, without knowing that new environments and new associations, which you have never been in before, shall give you a type of living you have never had. So you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. And since you don't know what to expect, you have to be careful what you wish for. You have to be careful for your ideals. You have to let your intuition, your inner guidance guide you in a way. Because if you open a book and read, life in Australia is cool. And you're like, wow, I like cool living. Then you go to Australia, the heat is too much, scorpions in your bed, snakes in your coffee. You're like, nah, that's not what I wanted. So you have to sit down and think, what environments do I truly want? How can I get a sample of those? What associations do I truly want? How can I get a sample of those? Yes, bird. And I've noticed this time around, I have a lot more understanding and awareness of the things that are benefiting me. I'm working a seasonal job that pays me well, doing the things I enjoy doing, working with kids. Cool. I'm getting paid well from a seasonal job, allows me to stack the cheddar, stack the cheese, stack the bread up. And I'm living with my pops. Yes, I have no shame in saying that. Look at my face. I'm living with my dad at 27, I am. But I've been to more countries than you. And I travel the world. And I'm realizing I didn't lose apartments because of financial ignorance. I didn't lose jobs because of failure to play the game. I deliberately left those things because I gave them up for travel. I did. So I will never, ever, ever feel away because I'm living with my dad right now. And this time of living with my pops is a means to an end. I give my pops money, let's say about $120. He's grateful for that every month. I cook, I clean, I cook after myself, I clean after myself, go to work, come home, keep it chill, you know? He values that. It's a means to an end for him. He gets to understand how his son is as an adult. It's a means to end for me in many ways. Firstly, I get to save money while I'm grinding and building up the cheddar. What? Secondly, I get to understand my father in a deeper level. It's the first time I live with him as an adult. The association with him and I has given me more flexibility in the way that I operate. And thirdly, this is a paradoxical one. Being in a situation where it's less than comfortable, living with your dad, of course, you learn to desire more, but be flexible with where you are right now. And that I also learned from my pops. There was a time when my father was sleeping on the floor in someone else's apartment for a year. For a year. If I gotta live with my pops for 8 months, my dad for 8 months, that's fine, I don't mind. And it gives me the springboard to truly claim and acquire the dreams I have. You can laugh at me, I don't care. Jim Carrey, the actor from The Mask and The Truman Show, said a quote. Are you willing to live a life people will laugh at for 1 year to then live a life they can only dream of for the rest of your life. That is this season right here. Taj, and people out there, I have pride. I have honor, you know? I want to be a man who's like, I can unlock my door at any time. I could walk around the house, booty naked, drinking tea, passing gas. With that being the case, this time in this environment, in this association, is very materially low, but the wisdom and understanding is high. It's as if I had to sacrifice the material I had to get this level of understanding, and I would do it again every freaking time. So tying it back to environments and associations, I realized this. I'm firm on the goal. I'm firm on the final destination. I'm firm on where my North Star is, the ends. I am flexible in the means. And that is what this new year is teaching me, 27, the year 9, the humanitarian. You gotta be flexible. You have to be flexible. And with this flexibility, I realized this. I'm cool. I'm chilling. You don't gotta be like, well, I'm jumping off the deep end, see ya. You gotta do this again in 8 months. No. How about you take your time? How about you take it easy? How about you trust the steps in front of you? And you understand that at that job that's temporary and seasonal, the frick? Who cares? Who cares that they're having power trips about how the tent is set up? What? This shit is seasonal. Who cares? Taj, use that association to benefit you. You're getting paid to play with kids. Taj, there's so many things serving you. Milk that freaking cow. Milk that cow. You're getting paid. Listen, you're getting paid to play with kids independently. No one's over your head watching you, breathing your neck. You get to make games, different activities, arts and crafts, sports. I am right where I need to be. I am right where I need to be. And any person that wants to point fingers and says, haha, look at Taj, he's living with his dad, sleeping on the couch. You're right. You're right about that. I am living with my dad, sleeping on the couch. Tous les jours, every day. Every day. Every day. You want to hear the funny thing though? I have a goal in mind, an ambition, a final destination. And any person who's working towards something, listen, any person that's working towards something doesn't give energy towards what next man or next lady is doing in their come up. It's only bums, bots, and bad mind people who care about what next man does so much. You're a fan. You ever see Beyonce commenting on my post? Saying, look at the subscriber count. You ever see J. Cole emailing me saying, stop, it's not gonna work? You ever see Drewski saying, hey man, stop what you're doing, man, it's not cool? No, I don't care what people are doing. I'm living my life. And now I see why they say 20s is an experimental age. I'm 27, I have 3 more years in the 20s. All of 27, all of 28, all of 29. I'm still in my 20s. Yo, when I really sit and I think about that, I'm still in my 20s, bro. Wallahi. I'm still in my 20s with this level of game, this level of wisdom, this level of swag, this level of rebellion, this level of freedom, this level of understanding, this level of aura. So, to tie this all in, what environments are you around? Are they environments that benefit you to be the best version, the freest version, the wisest, most understanding version? Huh? And who do you associate with? Do you associate with people who want to see the best for you? Truly. Or do you associate with bums who want to see you low? Huh? I am where exactly where I need to be. That's the 222. Yeah, numerology in the house. Open up the phone. Respect to you. Have a good Sunday.